So here with Mets legend Keith Hernandez. Keith, you've done a lot of post-game interviews, but what about a post-book signing interview?
I did a few last time that we had the hardback out
Okay.
when the book initially came out,
Yeah.
and but here I am again doing another one.
So obviously the book is called I'm Keith Hernandez, paperback edition out.
hmm
You're Keith Hernandez. What was the motivation to write the book?
Well, it's an autobiography, and I just felt that at this stage of my life where I'm out of the game. I've seen the transition of the game as it's changed, as it's gone forward. I'm retired in '90, so it's been 3 decades
Yeah.
now, believe it or not, and a lot of changes in the game. The transition to the booth, and also this book right here really focused on what got me to the big leagues, the hard work and my family background, my father, my brother, and all the ups and downs that I had to get to the point where I was. It just wasn't a yellow brick road for me. It was a lot of adversity that I had to fight through.
When you reflect back on that journey, what comes to mind for you?
Oh gosh, there's so many things. Just to be able to be lucky enough to fulfill a childhood dream to be a
Yeah.
major league player. I mean, that's how good is that? So I feel very, very, very fortunate.
Growing up, who was the baseball player you admired the most?
Oh, I was always a Mickey Mantle fan. I'm born on his birthday. So when I was 6 or 7 and I got his first baseball card and I looked in the back and saw that his October 20th was his birthday, I was sold on Mickey Mantle.
There's a story you tell in the book where after your MVP season in '79, you go back home to see your parents and Dad's got the projector in the
Yes.
living room. What happened next?
He just had it all set up and said, "I just want you." They always took films of my brother and I, coming up through Little League and high school, and uh, he just had pictures of me when I was 11. This is when I knew that you were something special, and I was 11 years old in a Little League uniform, and it was pictures of me in a game swinging the bat, and he said, "This is when I knew you had something special," which I thought was 11, really? Okay.
Just what was going through your mind in that moment to get that approval from your dad?
Um, I've always had the approval from my father, but
Yeah.
it was just more interesting that he recognized something, a talent there, at that young of an age. When my brother and I were taught since we were like 6 years old. My dad played ball, so we were way ahead of a lot of the kids,
Sure.
well advanced and well schooled in baseball. So, I look now and I look around at kids that are playing that are 8 years old and
Yeah.
9, and where I was at then, it's like they're light years away. But I was very fortunate to have that kind of instruction from an ex-professional like my father. But I was just stunned that it was
Yeah.
11 years old was when he realized that I had something special.
What kind of advice would you give to any young ball player trying to live out their dream like you did?
Um, if it's your dream, no matter what it is, just work hard and stay after it if that's what you want and that's your goal in life. Anybody that has had success, it's never come easy, and it takes a lot of dedication and perseverance, and you're really going to want it. And sometimes not everybody makes it. They can put all the effort in. It's not a guarantee. But there are a select few that do, and it's very gratifying when you put that kind of work in.
When you reflect back on the '86 Mets,
hmm
what do you think about?
Well, I think about the World Series. I think about the World Championship, and I really don't really think about it in terms of '86. I think about it in that whole from '84, our first year when we turned it around, through '89, which was my last year in a Met uniform. So those 7 years or 6 years were always very competitive, and I think of every season. '84 was special
Yeah.
that we turned it around. '85 we won 98, 99 games, and we went home. A great year. We've been playing today. We'd be a wild card, and a pretty dangerous wild card. '86, of course, we fulfilled
Yeah.
our dream, and our '87 was probably the most frustrating year. We had a lot of injuries. We lost all of our pitchers at some point during the season, our starters. Um, I felt we were the better team. The Cardinals were darn good that year too. That would have been fine. But in '88 we win again. We had the disappointment losing to the Dodgers, and then '89 it kind of all started crumbling a little bit. I started getting hurt, and Gary started getting hurt, Carter.
Yeah.
And it was you can only stay hot for so long. It was a great run.
To put on that World Series ring, what did that feel like?
It's very special because it's team-oriented. It's not individual. It takes 25 to win, 5 coaches and a manager, and the general manager and the people in the front office that put it together. But on the field, it is 7 months counting spring training together pretty much every day. And to fulfill, every team goes into spring training with one goal, to be a world champion, and only one comes out of our day it was 26 teams. And to be that, I happened to meet twice. I was very fortunate to have 2 championships. It's a very, very gratifying team feeling.
Final thing here, just people admire the SNY booth, you, Gary, and Ron so much. Just why does it work so well?
Well, number one, we probably have the best play-by-play guy in Gary Cohen. Now, he's always the play-by-play guy is the maestro. Yeah. He's the orchestra leader. Ron and I are a member of the band, and it's up to Gary to bring us both in. People want to hear what we have to say, and I think what's probably the best thing about the booth, we all get along. Yeah. There's no egos in the booth. Yeah. Ronnie has the pitching angle, and I have the hitting angle. So the fans get a full measure of what's going on in the course of a game. And Ronnie certainly knows his business, and I think I know a little bit about baseball. So we try to do the best we can, and we're always very flattered that people love our broadcast.
Thank you so much, Keith.
Okay,
pleasure.